I'm extremely honored and privileged to introduce uh, today's speaker, Madam Dr. Deepali Bhatnagar, for today's technical session. However, today's second session is on impact of artificial intelligence in business. Before going to that topic, just I'll give a small description about the impact of artificial intelligence. Thanks to technology, the embracing new technologies has become significant facet in the development of business in modern times. In order to grow in the market, businesses have to be dynamic. The adoption of new tech innovations has enabled businesses to manage business operations efficiently. The artificial intelligence impact on business can help streamline the business processes across all domains in a way that every outcome is real-time and efficient. After impact of the artificial intelligence in business, we got little implications. I mean, it saves the money as well as the time, reduces the possibility of errors, improves the customer experience, smart advertising like social fraud deductions, etc. However, the resource person will further elaborate on this topic. So before that, I request Professor Usha to introduce Madam. Usha?
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to fifth technical session, that is impact of artificial intelligence in business. It's my privilege to introduce today's resource person, Dr. Deepali Bhatnagar. Dr. Deepali Bhatnagar is presently working as professor with Amity Business School, Amity University, Rajasthan. She is a graduate in BSc in Mathematics, MCom, and holds MBA and PhD degree in Management. She is UGC NET qualified in Management and certified trainer from MEPSC Bosco Training of Trainer Program for Professionals. Her research interests include consumer behavior, advertising, and entrepreneurship. She has over 17 years of teaching, research, and training experience. She has guided publication in reputable Scopus listed journals to her credit. She has participated and presented papers in several national and international conferences in few of the premier institutions of India, to name a few: IIMA, IIM Indore, FMS, etc. She holds significant editorial position in reputed journals. She has developed the course material for distance learning courses of Uttarakhand Open University and also for a program on rural management by Mahatma Gandhi National Council of Rural Education, Department of Higher Education, Ministry of Human Resource Development. She has conducted EDPs and MDPs with various government bodies. She contributed as a trainer in DGR program for senior army officials at Amity University, Rajasthan. She is life member of Indian Society of Training and Development. I hope today our participants will be seek more knowledge from your session, ma'am. Now I will hand over the session to Dr. Deepali Bhatnagar, ma'am. Over to you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Usha, for such a generous introduction, though it was not much required. I think when a person starts taking a session, it's more about the connectivity, that how you get to know that how deep the knowledge is and how well things can be communicated. So I'll definitely try to put in an honest effort to make things interesting and beneficial for you. So I hope it will sound great to you. So I'm trying to put that effort. So to begin with, as Sir have briefly introduced that what artificial intelligence is, and you've been witnessing this FTP on artificial intelligence, which was such a relevant topic. I think it's very much required because it's gotten into the heart and blood of the entire economy, entire business, and everything. So none of the domains of under this planet have been left aloof and away from artificial intelligence. So it's so much in that kind of at times it becomes a threat for people who do not know anything about it. So I deeply appreciate the efforts of the institution to organize these kind of FDPs wherein we are acquainting people with the basics of artificial intelligence, because for years together these domains have been considered specifically only for technicians, for people who belongs to engineering domain. So a person belonging to management like me, for us it is like at times it sounds to be alien, at times it's like kind of a nightmare for us. But if you'll introspect things and somehow scratch the surface, I don't think that anything in this world is beyond our understanding and is beyond our beyond the basics. See, basics lies in that is the basic and fundamental of everything. So though I am a student of mathematics and physics also, so science and these things do not create a terror to me. Maybe that is one of the reasons that I'm very comfortable with it. But it's not only the question of being comfortable, it is also a question of survival. Like in today's world, you cannot survive if you are not updated and abreast with the technology which is going on. And you sound like away from everything. You are a person who do not know, you are so ignorant about things. At times a person like me at my age, my kid would make mockery of me if I do not know things. He says, "Mama, you do not know this, you do not know how to change things, you do not know about Netflix." So it's kind of a prestige point also. Apart from knowing things, you need to know them. And apart from that, it makes you very much it makes life very much easier for you. So today, in today's session, because we are talking about impact of artificial intelligence in business, we are not going into the technicalities how it is being built up, and we need not to go for that also, because we are not supposed to build not being into engineering. But yes, we need to know the application of these things, we need to know how these things are facilitating the business, and how if we get into some startup, because most of us, it is an FDP. So I guess that most of the respondents over here are belonging to academic fraternity. And being into academic fraternity, we have focused much upon how to these days we are focusing much upon entrepreneurship as one of the domain. We are somehow establishing incubation centers at our institutions and universities. The e-cells are being set up, and we try to foster this kind of a spirit into our student, that they may become independent, they may start their own startups. Our honorable prime minister is also very much keen about make in India campaign and making India Atmanirbhar Bharat and self-reliant, things like that. So in order to start up something, in order to work in a place, in every aspect of life, you do require a basic knowledge of what artificial intelligence is. And it is nothing very exceptional. It is just that things which were earlier done by the human resource, that have been replaced by smart artificial machines. So kind of, if we look at the other aspect of artificial intelligence, it is kind of creating a threat for the manpower also, because yes, it is reducing the requirement of human beings into the business processes, and that may lead to a dearth of also another thought of it. But yes, I think where there is a will, there is a way. In order to be with pace of time, you need to learn these things, you need to have an acquaintance with these things, and that will make you industry ready, that will make you more employable, that will enhance your value in the market. So I don't think there is any escape from this kind of a topic. So it is very much relevant. So today we are going to talk about how it have impacted different aspects of business. So though initially when this topic came to my mind, I was like trying to treat it in such a way that I started with how it is impacting marketing, how it is impacting HR, how it is impacting the finance aspect. But that was a very monotonous and boring process how things have been explained in the past also. We've been reading books and we find this kind of a content every time. So I really didn't wanted to stick to those things which are read and which we already know. I wanted to make things interesting because it is a kind of a short talk about introducing AI to business. So I wanted to keep it more of application based, more of interactive things, that kind of a thing. So to begin with, let's introduce what artificial intelligence is. But before landing up and identifying the term artificial intelligence, I just wanted to set the ground that what are the things or what are the pressing needs in the environment which somehow laid a lot of stress in moving or shifting towards these database things, shifting more towards machine learning and big data, because we've seen these terms coming up into picture in the recent past only. We may say that in past around 7 to 10 years, these things have emerged a lot and they have picked up market and they have replaced things very quickly. So here are few of the reasons that how the ground was laid, how things shaped up, and why this kind of a bubble started. So with increasingly vast amount of data available today and constantly consumers preference and complexity in the customer's business, can we can no longer rely on the targeted business methods, traditional businesses method to drive growth. Right. Just let me just give me a moment. I will change my this thing gallery view. This is disturbing me a lot. Yeah. So now it's perfect. So with increasingly vast amount of data available, because see, we've seen how there has been a population explosion, how population is growing, how our income levels are rising, how we are becoming more materialistic. We spend more than what our parents used to spend. We have more, we demand more things, we require more things to make our lives comfortable and to make it easier. So we are into that kind of a generation where we consume things more, even if they were not required earlier. We didn't had a mobile phone earlier, but still the moment it came, within a span of 5 to 7 years, it picked up so much that now we cannot imagine our lives without this gadget. So it is that kind of a generation when we cannot stay away from these gadgets. We have to be updated with them, and they are making our lives more easy and comfortable. So that is why we have more people shopping, and more data is available about how people are evolving their preferences, how things are getting more complex. Businesses not relying more on traditional business method as growth drivers. They need a radical change. Radical change means it is very spontaneous, it is very quick, it is very early. So they have opened up new realms of possibility with AI to drive business growth through actionable insight generated from customer data. So these customer data used to exist with us prior to this era also, but still we didn't work much on customer data. But with the overload of lot of data and with the genesis of AI and other machine learning techniques, we realized that how data can be very beautifully crafted and be converted into something very, very valuable. And you must have recently read about the case which was filed and charged against Facebook, that they are stealing data and they are somehow a threat to the privacy of citizens. And recently, our government was also trying to nab Twitter, and they were saying that if you do not follow the norms laid down by the country, by the government of the country, then you won't be able to operate over here. So those kind of things are coming into picture. We often hear such kind of news. So the reason is that it's all game of data. If you have the database of people, if you know how they are reacting, how they are responding, trust me, you are the winner in the market. And how it happens, this is what we are going to learn today, that how those data which we keep on talking about, which we consider to be very important, and companies are putting their day and night to grab that data, how that data is very much useful to the company, and how it is processed and converted into something very, very valuable, which is required by the marketer. So there is high level of complexity involving tasks that are stressful and inefficient to be carried out by humans. So as we know that the size of buying size of market, our demands, our needs are growing exponentially. So with that exponential growth, we are not able to pace up or keep a track of complexity of things, because things are growing fast. For you have a small kiosk or small store wherein you are selling medicines, and there are patients coming walking into the hospital, and in a day there are around, it's not a hospital, it's a small clinic, and you are having a small kiosk of medicine over there. You sell medicine, pharmacy is there. So in a day you are expecting around 10 patients coming a day. With that pace of patients coming, you can definitely give them medicines, and you can keep a record of it in your pens, in your records papers, and in your registers. But imagine if there is a hospital wherein you have a turnover of around 1000 to 1200 to 1500 people a day. You cannot keep a track of them, and it is very much required, because if you get to know that what kind of medicines frequently people are buying every day, you will keep a stock of those medicine higher than the other ones, right? So accordingly you will be planning your supply chain, your number of medicine, your inventories would be planned in such a way. So these tasks became very complex with the rising need of humans. That is why there was a need of AI coming into the picture. Another very important reason was pace of growth is exponential rather than linear. So this point very simply keeps across that how, say, 30 years ago, the pace of growth was linear. That means um, it took around 15 to 20 years for us to come from a computer, a bulky computer, to those TFT screens. But moving from TFT screens through laptops or to notebooks was just a span of 3 years. So just imagine those change which used to come in a span of 10 years are now just coming in a span of 3 years. That shows the level of exponential growth that we are witnessing. And this growth is so rapid, so fast, that if you do not keep a track of it, if you do not change with it, you're gone, you're vanished from the market. So such things, so it is not a choice. It is by force that you need to keep abreast yourself with things which are happening around, because that pace of growth is very much exponential. And if you do not do it, you become dinosaur. You do not survive anymore. And a very good example, if we talk about Indian industries, about Nokia. We being a management professor, I always keep on giving this example of Nokia to my students, and they very well relate to it, that Nokia was a Finland-based company, and it was a company which was ruling the entire globe. At no parallel competitor of Nokia across the globe, people trusted this brand. They were using the handsets of Nokia. But all of a sudden, we didn't even realize how it was swept away and taken away by Samsung. And the reason was only that they lacked flexibility. They do not know how to change.